This is another episode of the Backstage Sports Podcast. I'm Joe Connor.
I'm JT Harker.
And today we have a very special guest, Ebony Toliver. What's up?
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Thanks for
so
coming
much.
on. So, for those who don't know, Ebony is like a sister to me, but she's also a super dope comedian. She also played ball 4 years at Loyola College. So she a baller. She know her stuff. She know her sports, and she's super funny. She also can you tell the people about this little pen that I got on right here? What's the situation?
I love that.
What's the like that? Tell the people what the like that is.
I love that. Thank you for representing with the pen, and thank you both, Joe and JT, for having me today. So like that. First of all, is a term. I'm from Maryland, DMV area, and like that is a term that we use to say that something is fire or something is like the best. So I'm like, yo, Joe, your hat is like that, or JT, yo, your goatee is like that. It's just saying that something is amazing. It's the best thing. It's a compliment, you know?
Okay.
And so I took like that and started a production company called Like That Productions. And with my production company, you know, we just put out fire content. We have dope comedians, hilarious lineups. And so Like That Productions is pretty much that. We're just out here trying to make amazing work, put on an amazing platform for amazing talent. And so you're like that. Everybody is like that, you know, to a certain degree. And we try to, you know, bring that out of people and let them show the world how they're also like that.
Yeah.
So,
that's dope. So like that.
I like that.
Thank you.
I like that. So like that has been putting on in the middle of COVID. Like that has still kept the train moving, right? So, and if you guys don't know and don't follow yet, like that comedy nights is still buzzing. Like that Zoom comedy nights, like it's buzzing. It's talked about not only in my little circle, but I see it buzzing online. Tell the people what's going on with the like that comedy nights that you still have going on even in the midst of COVID.
So because comedy clubs have closed down, no gatherings, you know, we decided to, you know what, I still have a production company. Right. And our whole idea is to provide comedy to people. So I was like, cool, let's get on Zoom. So every week I've been texting out the link, post on social media, all the things. So people have been coming in from the comfort of their own home. Listen, no 2-drink minimum. You don't got to pay for a ticket. The show is free.
No Uber ride home.
No Uber. You know, and it's free. We just you know, donations. A lot of comedians aren't making any income right now. So I'm like, listen, if y'all feel it in your heart to donate, feel free to drop a donation to the comments. But every Thursday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, we are doing Like That live in the living room on Zoom.
I want people to know something too. Like, so, and I showed JT this, Like That, Ebony's Zoom situations are not like other people's Zoom situations, right? So for you, some people hear Zoom and they like, oh, I'll pop in. It's just a bunch of people staring at each other and trying to figure out if they can hear each other. But this is not your normal Zoom situation, and I am not piping this up. You can ask JT, right? Ebony had a Zoom birthday party. I think it was last week. It was the littest, livest birthday party, I think quarantine or not quarantine, that I've been to in a very long time. Okay. It was strobe lights involved. It was a DJ, it was strippers. It was everything was going, it was going off. JT, am I lying?
I was very impressed. I was grocery shopping and I had just made a joke. Joe was out of town in Vegas, and I had joked around with my special guest host boss and our guest on the show that the strip clubs, right? Because I was like, oh, Joe's in Vegas. I hope he's hitting the strip clubs. Right. And then the other guy was like, Quam said, no, they're closed right now. And so Joe hit me up. He's like, man, I was just watching the podcast back, and he sent me a video, and there was a stripper, and Joe's holding $1 in front of his computer.
Yes.
Trying to support.
Right. It's very supportive of you to drop $1 on your keyboard for the stripper that's not in your house. That's very nice of you.
That's kind of my move. Okay. Like when I go to the strip club, I don't blow it all in one shot. take
no
a
way,
dollar
no way.
every couple. You know what I'm saying? It might be
a
$1.
You got to ration it out.
But what he's saying is, by the end of the night, that $20 has been spread out over the course of 2 hours.
Exactly.
Listen, I'm with them. I'm frugal, bro. So I be trying to stretch it, make it stretch.
Can I give a shout out to my new favorite show, by the way?
What's that?
Because I just watched it for the first time last night, and it's along the lines of what we're talking about. My new show. Do you guys watch Stars at all?
Yes.
Yeah.
My new favorite show is called Pussy Valley, and it's on Stars. And if you haven't watched it, both of you watch it tonight.
Let me write a note to myself.
You will immediately be hooked.
Okay, I'm down.
It is. I don't want to give anything away, but just keep in mind that the show is called Pussy Valley.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
I'm not gonna forget it at this point.
No way.
That's all you need to know, and what you need to know as well as my favorite character, which Joe, you know me, you would know right away who my favorite character is going to be.
Yeah.
But her name, one of her names is Autumn Night.
Oh, okay.
All poetic and shit. Autumn Night. That's all you need to know.
It's very artistic. She sounds like a very interesting.
It's an artistic show.
Okay, yeah. I'm on it. Okay. Yeah.
You gotta support the artist.
Oh
man.
God, Autumn Night.
I'm on it. Okay, so that's another plug right there. Autumn Night. Yeah, we're gonna check that out.
Add it to the queue.
It's about strippers.
Okay. Yes, and it's about strippers.
Right.
But yeah, it was the dopest birthday Zoom party ever. So
thank you for coming, Joe.
For real. So when we say the Like That comedy nights is lit and it's like no other comedy night that you've been to on Zoom or period, it's real. We're not just piping this up. Go check it out. Go follow, subscribe, all of that.
Let me just put a disclaimer out there. The strippers will not be at the comedy show.
Yeah, they know they're not gonna be there. Now that makes sense.
But just follow Like That Productions because we might have more stripper shows, but you gotta know. People don't know, So comedy is gonna be consistent. We might drop strippers in there here and there, support Black business. We got to tip them out, cash out.
Of course, support the business for sure.
Right.
Support the business.
Because she is an independent contractor. So that's a Black business. You know what I'm saying? Like when you applying for the SBA loan and stuff, she can apply and get her grant. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So when we say support Black businesses, we mean all Black businesses matter.
All forms
That's what we're
of
saying.
Black businesses. Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Can I ask you, did you have to 1099 her after you had her at your birthday party?
Let me speak with my, financial management team and figure out how they did that.
Yeah.
Me, myself, personally, Ebony didn't, but I'm going to talk to the Like That Productions people and see how we might have 1099 her.
Yeah. It makes sense. It makes sense. Make sure your business is right, even in the COVID. It makes 100%. It makes sense.
I think she gave us her EIN. I don't.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. But we support.
I hope she at least has an S corporation or an LLC or something.
I don't know, but she was getting money. She was getting paid because the cash people was hitting the Cash App up at the Zoom party. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So support Black businesses. Okay, let's move. Jake, do we have a This Day in History today?
Listen, can I say something really quick? That's so racist, Joe, because they're white strippers. They're Latino.
That's true.
That's true.
Listen, I know we are witnessing a great movement with BLM right now. Listen, there are strippers of every race.
That's true.
Every ethnicity.
So JT, are you saying all strippers matter? Is that what you're saying? Because now we got to go into a whole
Listen,
that's not
I'm getting a hat made tonight that says ASM on it. #ASM.
Okay.
All strippers matter.
Okay. So that's a conversation for another day. Because some strippers are gonna take offense to that. You see what I'm saying? And now we got to educate people on why all strippers matter.
It's also appropriate because stripping is actually a very physical and depending on your stripping style,
it's
for real. Very athletic.
Never.
Yeah,
I could never.
It can be considered a sport.
No.
I mean, Joe, you sent me a video of a children's birthday party, which was very weird the other day. But there were some athletic things going on. I consider her an athlete.
Did you see that video? Did I send you that?
I don't think so. I don't remember.
There's a video going viral of a young lady stripping in a room, and from what I saw, it was a school.
To be clear, she wasn't stripping.
She wasn't stripping.
That's the first thing I know.
She was pole dancing.
But it was very extravagant pole dancing.
Yeah. Yeah, so she wasn't stripping. She was pole dancing, and it was in a room where she was kind of surrounded by children. I am not. I'm not making this up.
She was completely
I'm gonna try to find it
children.
before the end of this podcast. I might try to find it so I can.
Was it career day?
Maybe so.
At the school?
Maybe
like,
so.
Could have been. This was also a foreign video. It was overseas.
Oh yes, it was. It was somewhere overseas.
So pole dancing for children.
She was pole dancing.
Probably in Russia.
Maybe so. She was pole dancing. So it got weird. But I might try to find it and show y'all. Do we have a this day in history?
I do not.
Okay.
I do not.
So let's move. So this weekend was a big weekend for the UFC. Fight Island happened this weekend. And I ain't gonna lie, I thought Max Holloway got robbed. I just want to start there.
Yeah, he absolutely. I was tweeting the whole time, just my thoughts as they were going on, and I was adamant. Man, Holloway looks great, but it was a great fight. So I was like, oh, we have to see part 3 because this fight's so good. And then what happened was my Wi-Fi, because I live in the middle of nowhere, my Wi-Fi cut out for the 5th round. And I was also going back and forth from the TV to the kitchen. So I missed the last round. But in my mind, I was like, all I wanted to know was if Holloway got knocked out and got caught in the 5th round, because the other guy's a big power puncher. So, because in my mind, as long as Holloway didn't get knocked out, he won the fight.
Yeah.
Because he dominated the fight. So I go back over there. I'm not able to rewind it for whatever reason. I was on ESPN Plus. It was weird. It's probably my Wi-Fi. I look it up on Google on my phone. Holloway loses via decision. Yeah. And I was livid. I couldn't.
Because you thought he had it in the bag.
Oh, yeah.
I did too.
Exactly. And then I was like, well, maybe I wasn't watching the 3rd and 4th round right, and then I missed the 5th round. But then Dana White afterwards was like, he got robbed. That was an awful decision.
Yeah. Wow. I didn't get it. And that was really one of the first nights that one of the first nights I watched like almost the full main card of a UFC.
Me too.
A UFC fight. And it was cool. Like you said, the fight was good, but I just didn't get the Max. I don't get how he lost the fight. Like, and even on the cards, it seemed like everybody from Twitter to all of the commentators had it like 3-2 Max Holloway. And it looked like he was working them to me, like for the majority of the fight. Like it looked like he was working them. You know what I'm saying? So it was one of those things where I'm like, is this a boxing thing now? We turn into boxing where people's getting robbed, you know what I'm saying, on the cards. Like, to me, that's not a UFC thing. You know what I mean? Exactly. So I didn't like that. But the Jose, the Usman fight was really dope. And I thought Usman worked him. I mean, people were saying that Usman was boring. They was calling him the Floyd Mayweather of the UFC. But Floyd Mayweather wins. So, you ain't going to trash Floyd to me. Period.
Floyd is undefeated.
Period. So... Facts. So I don't have a problem with Usman or how he fought. You know what I'm saying? How did you, JT, what was your take on the Usman situation?
That's how Usman fights. Jorge knew he was going to fight like that. Everyone knows he fights like that. That's his style. To me, it's not as boring, because a lot of guys get upset with straight wrestlers because they pin you up against the fence. They don't do a lot, and they try to get you down and do a little damage, but they'll do just enough to win. And Kamaru, I mean, some people don't like, he was stomping on his feet a lot. He was doing some of that stuff. But which
was weird. I never saw somebody. I mean, he looked like it was a rat in a ring, and he was trying to kill this rat. Every 5, so they clinching, and every 5 minutes he's stomping his foot on. And I'm like,
it's a thing,
what?
But it's considered
it was weird.
It's considered even by wrestlers, by some guys, to not be a cool thing to do. But it's legal, and he kept doing it. It was obviously part of his strategy. Listen, he doesn't want Jorge on his feet. Right. He doesn't want Jorge. And that's the thing that impressed me about Masvidal, is that even when he'd get taken down, he pretty much got right up.
Yeah, he did. He was getting out of that.
Yeah,
because he knew on the mat was not his friend.
Well, but it's also once a guy like Kamaru Usman gets you down, you usually don't get up.
Yeah.
So the fact that he was getting up was very impressive.
Yeah, it was.
Isn't that the thing with it all, with all the fighting, is you have to have a defensive strategy as well. People think it's all offense, offense, but no, you got to play defense as well. Like two sides.
And the great philosopher coach said, you play to win the game, right? So all of this hate on people's tactics on, well, Floyd just wasn't sexy enough in the ring. Floyd won. period. You know what I'm saying? Usman has one loss, right?
He has a loss a long time ago.
I think he has one, though. Only one, right?
Only one.
So Usman also wins.
Well, I shouldn't say he's got one. I don't know, but I know he hasn't lost for.
Yeah, I think he only has one. I think he has one loss on his record.
Big win streak. Win streak.
I think he only has one loss on his record. But the point is, you play to win the game. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
I don't hate on especially those guys that maybe don't win sexy. They're tactical fighters.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And I can respect you knowing your craft and being an expert in your craft and just really picking people apart. Floyd, you just couldn't hit Floyd, and it was a boring fight for somebody else. I love watching people swing.
Play to win.
Exactly.
A boring fight to me is when two guys are afraid to engage. I mean, a boring fight was Stylebender and the Cuban. I'm gonna forget his name. It's gonna bug me. Anyway, when two guys are afraid to like engage because one guy's really a counter striker, so the other guy doesn't want to. You know, like a lot of fights, they'd call Floyd a boring fighter because he's a counter striker.
Right.
So even if your game plan is you usually want to go after guys, with Floyd you didn't want to, because if you keep doing that, he's just gonna punish
his counter. Exactly.
You get boring fights.
Right.
But yeah, Kamaru fights the way he's supposed to, and I think for a wrestling based fighter, he's real active. Like even when he gets you in his arms, he's still very active and he's doing stuff.
Yeah.
It's smart strategy to me. I mean, he's not Conor McGregor. He's not as exciting as those guys, but
nobody is.
Yeah, nobody is.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Staying on UFC, can I share my screen with you real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
One of my favorite fighters.
Yes.
Let's see here real quick. Share screen. Oh, you got to enable me again, Joe.
Oh, there it is.
Because you're the true host of the show. I'm a host now.
True host.
Did you? Well, through Zoom standards, because only one people.
Let me know if you can see my screen here. Can you see
we're
that?
on.
So this is what Thug Rose, as we call her, her face looked like after the fight. Now this girl is gorgeous, even with the shaved head. She may even be somehow hotter with the shaved head than she was with hair.
She is beautiful. I can tell.
Yeah.
But that eye got destroyed.
And it looks like it's broke. It looks like this could have.
I'm pretty sure her nose is broken.
And her nose is broke.
Yes.
Her nose is broken. But she came out with a W over the girl that took the title from her. And I think she's going to go back and win the title. But that's what she looked like after the fight. And she was smiling.
The funny thing is she doesn't look like she won the fight. But she won the fight.
I was just about to say, that's what
she doesn't.
That's what a win looks like?
Yes.
Sometimes that's what a win looks like.
Yeah. Yeah, like
she don't
look like she won the fight at all. But she won the fight. So
good for her, man.
Okay, so let's get to the bubble, the NBA bubble. It's a lot going down in the bubble. The most recent thing is the food. Have you guys seen some of the pictures from the bubble food?
So here's the thing, Joe. I have seen pictures. Somebody was saying how the food was trash.
Yeah.
Then I saw somebody had lobster and steak, and so I'm like, is it? Certain teams get certain meals, certain players get better meals.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I heard somebody say the same thing. So I'm a little confused. I'm not really sure what the situation is. So this one that we're looking at here, this was one that Embiid tweeted out. And to me, it looks like hospital food. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
that's something I'm eating. Joel Embiid needs more food than this.
That's a fact too. If you're not watching on Facebook, his comment on the picture is definitely losing 50 pounds. I mean, eating that, he is gonna lose 50 pounds. He might also need to lose 50 pounds though.
I don't know though. I don't know.
I think he does need to
the
lose.
left here looks like a big old steak. In the middle is a big chicken breast, and then we're seeing it from the top view, but that looks like a big tub of pasta with a red sauce on the side.
It looks super dry and bland.
And a big thing of mashed potatoes.
Pasta?
Yeah, that's pasta. That's pasta and a thing of mashed potatoes. It looks like hospital food to me.
Can I put something in perspective? This salad and where the chicken, the container, we're guessing that's probably a regular size meal container, right?
Yeah.
Well, look at that pasta tub compared to how big those containers are.
Right.
That's pretty big.
Yeah, that's a lot of pasta.
That's pretty big.
Okay.
It just doesn't. It doesn't
look great.
I would say it's making me hungry though. I'm hungry.
I mean, great. I can't. I'm not really down. Here's another one that I forget. Somebody else posted this one again though. To me, like kind of looks like hospital food on this one. I mean,
that tray, it's the tray. Whose tray
it's
is
just
this?
the tray, and then
that
like
looks like I'm on an airplane.
That's
and they
airplane.
gave me, and they brought me snacks.
You know what? See, we live in an Instagram era where I want my food to be Instagrammable. Okay, it needs to look good. I need to see like the colors and the cheese is melted and this looks like
you would have loved the garlic shrimp that I made last night, Joe.
Oh, see, you should have Instagrammed that.
Excellent.
Send us the recipe for the garlic shrimp.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
I will. I've tried it four different people now. Think it's 10 out of 10 would recommend it to a friend.
So would you get chopped? That's the question. That's how you gotta judge your food. Like, am I gonna get chopped if I cook this for a judge?
So I go by my 9-year-old's opinion because he's
also a chef.
He's the true foodie and chef in the family.
Yes.
And he would say that I would not get chopped, but this is the thing. My presentation is very weak.
Yeah, you gotta step your presentation.
That counts. That matters.
Flavor and taste.
Yeah, but you gotta step because this is the NBA problem. This is the trash presentation right here.
The presentation.
Exactly.
This is trash, bro. I'm not eating this.
If they really wanted to, they could have made this look much more appetizing.
That's what I'm saying.
What is this?
This is somebody's dinner. This is a salad situation to the left over here with I'm guessing this is some type of a fruit salad in the middle with a dinner roll, I'm assuming, and some condiments to the right. I'm assuming this little enclosed cup is like some soup or something. It just looks like a meal in the ER.
Where's the protein in this meal?
That's what I'm asking.
Some of these dudes is going straight, vegan.
Some of them straight vegan.
Yeah, because J.R. Smith was hyped because they gave him a vegan plate. And if you don't follow J.R. Smith, go follow J.R. Smith, yo. The boy he's crazy.
You know what I'm guessing, Joe? I think this is Marc Gasol's dinner.
Oh, maybe it is.
That would explain a lot of why he looks the way he does.
Yeah, because that boy, Marc Gasol or the other one who lost 1,000 pounds.
Lost so much weight.
Who was it?
The Nuggets center.
Yes, Joker.
Joker.
Jokic.
He does not look.
He looks invisible.
I don't know what you call it.
He looks very invisible right now.
The Joker looks invisible. Yeah. So this is the situation. The WNBA and the NBA players have been kind of complaining about the food.
Yeah.
Can we get off this screen now?
Yeah, because it's terrible.
I see why. Those dinners are not looking good. Like,
it doesn't. It looks terrible.
Yeah, it's kind of weak.
But the thing is, if it's terrible for us, what you think it's going? Like, how do
people
with private chefs and millions of dollars? You know what I mean? So
they live it. They have to be.
So what we're saying is we feel bad for these millionaire athletes that have to be in the bubble right now.
Kinda.
Because listen, if you're gonna pay me the kind of money they're making to eat that rabbit,
I'll eat the
rabbit.
I'm eating it.
I'm going to the bubble. Straight up.
Give me 2 servings of that. I'll eat it fine.
Yeah, I definitely will go to the bubble.
Have I mentioned the show Pussy Valley and how much I like it? Okay, cool.
Yes.
Just making sure. Autumn night.
So isn't the bubble? They're staying at resorts.
They staying at the resort. Yeah. So I don't know where the WNBA one is, but I know that it's a resort, and the NBA one is at the Disney Resort in Orlando. So they got the whole campus to themselves.
The campus don't have no catering.
That's what I'm saying. That's what doesn't make sense to me.
That's kind of weak catering.
This look like the space lunch food that you got in elementary school. In Philly, we got these space lunches that came in a package, and your pizza came in a plastic bag, and you had to open. Even your milk came in a bag.
Yes.
We would puncture it and make nipples out of it because we was immature, and we would,
He's making nipples. Okay.
But that's what this looked like to me. It looks like the space lunch program.
Wow.
So I'm not really. I don't get how they ended up with this food around a bunch of millionaires in a $1 billion league. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It doesn't
at a $1 billion establishment called Disney.
Right. Right. How about that?
These games might be terrible. They might be malnourished.
They're gonna be hungry. Yeah, they're gonna be hungry. They need carbs, bro.
We'll see if we even get to games because James Harden and Russell Westbrook just tested positive for COVID.
Yeah, so that's the next thing I heard. I heard that Russell Westbrook definitely just tested positive. I think we're still waiting on a confirmation about James Harden because it was a rumor. It turned out to be a rumor, and I don't think it's confirmed. But they're still sorting out the names because there was 300 and something players that tested positive.
It sounds a lot like that rumor that Skip Bayless just assumed was true, that Chris Paul made James Harden cry making fun of his man boobs.
What?
You don't remember that?
No.
What did Chris Paul do?
No, listen, Joe, I thought you and I talked about this.
No.
Skip Bayless went with a tweet that was from either a non-verified account, but whatever his source was that he usually goes with, it was not the right account. It was from like Woj or somebody like that, but it was a fake account. And Skip Bayless saw it and then went live with it on the air.
Oh, wow.
And it said that Chris Paul, when he was in Houston, made James Harden cry in the locker room by making fun of his man boobs.
Oh, wow.
And Skip, I saw the clip where Skip went live with it, and everyone's on the set being like, this sounds weird.
Right.
And then it came out later that he went with a false tip. It was like a tweet or something.
Check your sources, bro.
Check your sources. Triple check your sources.
Period. Also, free Woj. Woj got suspended.
I saw that
because he was in an email chain with ESPN and some governor who was basically emailing the NBA like, why don't you put like Police Lives Matter or Blue Lives Matter on the jerseys or something like that? And then Woj texts back, "Fuck you." Literally,
just cursing him out.
That's it. That's all he said. Who knew Woj had it in him? Like, come on, Woj.
He's about that life.
I think he should get a raise for that one, to be honest.
Yeah, like he got suspended. So I'm a part of the Free Woj campaign.
Bro,
I'm gonna say
fuck you. That's what he did.
Yeah, just reply all fuck you.
Listen, WLM. Woj lives matter. That's what that's my next thing.
True. I'm down for Woj. I'm down for the Woj cause. That's a new thing that we're gonna have to take up.
Free Woj.
Speaking of what's happening with the bubble and the WNBA stuff and the NBA and WNBA stuff. What was I want to get your take, Ab, on this. Have you been following this? So the WNBA has an owner named Kelly LaFleur, I think, who is the co-owner of the Atlanta Dream. Who's also a U.S. Senator, who basically has been like taking aim at Black Lives Matter and at all things related to her team's basic movement, like basically their whole movement, like because a lot of the WNBA players have been really active in their activism, and some of them have come out and said like they're not coming back to play, that they weren't going to their bubble because they wanted to, they felt like this was the time to just solely pay attention to the cause and everything that's going on. But she's been coming out and she's since doubled down on it and basically said like, yeah, like fuck Black Lives Matter, like they're a terrorist organization. Like she said a whole bunch of wild stuff. They're kind of comparing it to a Donald Sterling situation at this point. What's going on with that, and what do you think should happen with her and everything that's going on with her?
I feel the same way. I feel like she is Donald Sterling-esque. Call her Donna Sterling, whatever you want to do.
Donna Sterling, new one.
Donna Sterling. So same. I understand that she is the co-owner of the Atlanta Dream.
Yeah.
My thing is Atlanta. First of all, just let's back up. The WNBA is majority black players. You know, Atlanta itself.
Atlanta is majority black.
And so I'm just like, you know, you
kind of asking like for war.
You're co-owning the wrong team.
You are the wrong. Go to Utah.
The wrong everything. Like I think she, as well as Donald Sterling, his situation. I believe he was removed or asked to step down. I think this is not the position for her to be in.
I just wanted to interject real quick and just point out that Pussy Valley takes place in Atlanta.
Oh, does it?
It's an Atlanta strip.
Completely relevant.
Look at this.
Continue.
At this.
Yeah.
On brand. On brand.
Right.
But yeah, no, I saw her statement. I also believe the Dream, the players put out a statement as well.
Yeah, they did.
And I'm not sure. I should have got the name, but one of the young ladies on the team was like, I can't believe that I've been inside her house. She's had us over for dinner, and now I see her true colors when it comes down to it. So, you know, regardless of co-owning the dream and all this, at the end of the day, she's a senator somewhere. They need to vote her out.
Yeah. Well, the thing
Georgia,
is, she wasn't voted in.
Her out.
Can I ask you guys
a
question?
She wasn't voted in?
I want to ask, this is a serious question. A friend of mine actually pointed this out, and I don't know nothing about it. I didn't even look into it. But so the movement Black Lives Matter, totally in support of, and I'm talking about my friend here, totally in support of, but she said the actual organization, based on knowledge she has turned dirty as far as profit and that sort of thing. I have no idea. But I think
she said profit?
I think so. And what I would compare it to, the way she described it, is, you know, the what's the nonprofit organization for the veterans that come home from war? It's the big popular one. I've played benefits for them. Whatever that one's called. God, I wish I could remember that. I can look it up. But same thing. They started out great nonprofit organization, and over time, the amount of money that the people that started the organization were taking for running this,
it's kind of got corrupt a little bit.
Exactly. And the way she was describing it was that she had heard there was something similar going on with the actual organization, not the movement, obviously, but the organization. So I don't know what this lady was talking about, the owner, but she might be talking about something like that, because I can't imagine the owner of a team that's obviously has many Black players and families and fans of the whole league would be talking that Black Lives Matter is BS. That sounds like the worst PR move of all time.
Right.
Well, that's the thing. So JT, you're saying that it's possible that the co-owner was saying she doesn't support Black Lives Matter because of the corruption she's speaking of. Is that what you're thinking? She might be.
I'm saying that's a possibility. I don't know.
Okay.
Because I've heard this a few times. Because I mean, what are you not a fan of? The equal rights?
So
what are we talking?
She wanted. Go ahead, Joe. I believe she wanted to separate sports and athletics from politics. So basically, they're saying on the back of the jerseys, they're going to put Breonna Taylor or Black Lives. And she was just like, we don't need all this on the jerseys and all this stuff in sports. Is that her argument, Joe?
Her thing was like, she was on the shut up and dribble type time. Like, she didn't say anything about any corrupt practices or anything like that. She was on the shut up and dribble thing. That's why the players was so like turned up about this, because she's like you said, the majority of your team is Black women. You know what I'm saying? In a city that's the majority of your team following is Black. You know what I'm saying? So her thing was like, and the other thing that Shannon brought up when he was talking that I didn't know was, he said that he thinks part of it is red meat for her. She wasn't elected, right? What happened was the governor, some scandal or something happened with the governor or senator whose seat, and she
replaced them.
She was appointed by the governor, so in order for her to stay, she has to run. In order for her to stay in that seat, she has to run for it. So Shannon was saying, bringing up the perspective of, he thinks that she's running as a Republican and she's a staunch Trump supporter. And he was saying that he thinks that this was red meat for the Trump base for her. Well, you know what I'm saying?
I'll say right now, that's absolutely what it is.
Yeah, that's what he was saying.
You don't even have to put a lot of thought into that. If she's, because when we're talking about politics, obviously her main concern right now is going to be politics. It's not going to be running the organization.
That's what it was.
Right?
That's what they were saying it was. That's what they were saying it was.
Because
she's got to run, and now she's doing that, and like somebody else is saying, they don't think she's worried about that team, and because she got her eyes on.
Is she like a majority owner? Is she like a big time owner?
She's a part owner, I think.
Like of a group, like a whole group, like 10 people, or is it like
I don't know.
Yeah, it just says co-owner. Yeah,
it just says co-owner.
What percentage?
That's tough. Because if she was like the owner or one of 2 or 3 owners, I'd be like, that's stupid. Because if you lose the election, you still have to run a basketball organization.
Right.
But if she's
they don't put you out, if they don't put, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because if you don't have your seat, and your seat, like you said, JT, your other profession. You might lose both of them doing all of this. You know what I mean?
Definitely red meat for political things.
Yeah.
Because she's probably like, it's more important. My Senate seat is more important than my box seat.
Yeah. Right.
For the Atlanta Dream in the WNBA.
Right.
Yeah. She probably ran all the numbers.
Yeah.
And was
Oh, and more importantly, her people ran all those numbers.
Yeah. She ain't run nothing.
This is what we got to do. Yeah.
She ain't run nothing. Here's your strategy.
Right.
Where are my numbers?
But yeah.
Where are my numbers?
But she got to go. But yeah, so I'm interested to see what happens with her because so far nothing has happened yet. Like they haven't had a Donald Sterling
Statistics
situation,
also show, by the way, Joe. Statistics also show that Atlanta is home to the best strip clubs in the world.
Also,
that is facts.
True. Also, the TV show on Stars, the stripper show, is also based in Atlanta.
It's called Pussy Valley. Autumn Night's my favorite character.
Pussy Valley, yeah.
Autumn Nights.
Okay,
Pussy
so
Valley.
moving on from Pussy Valley, the Lakers suffered another loss.
Rondo
this week, bro.
I saw that.
Now, listen. This is
next man up.
No, we can't do this. We can't do. We
Talk
can't.
about it, Joe. How you feel, Joe?
We can't keep sweeping these losses under the rug like they don't matter, right? Rondo is another huge loss because we already lost Bradley. You see what I'm saying? So now we're losing our depth, which was the one thing that the Clippers really had over the Lakers. It was depth to me. Like the Clippers are just a deeper team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm concerned.
Yeah.
What was y'all thoughts as far as how this Clippers Lakers race is going to be and how it shapes out with hearing these losses that they're taking?
Ebony, you want to chime in first?
I was just going to say, I'm not going to be long. Playoff Rondo is the best Rondo.
Period.
And I'm just like, this is when he activates himself.
Right.
And now I'm just like, yo,
that's a good point.
Like that's the only Rondo I want to see. That's the only Rondo I want to see. I don't want to see regular season Rondo.
Also, not only that, you just made me remember, Ebony. Had you guys seen the footage of how jacked and in shape he's gotten during quarantine?
I did. Yeah.
He was
looking good.
He was ready.
He was on the Mike Bibby diet.
He was looking good. He had Dwight Howard shoulders when I saw him. He was looking good, like for real.
He was like, all right, whatever I'm doing right now is not working. And I think he found some creatine at GNC online.
He did.
And all of a sudden he was a different
man. It's discounted because of the COVID.
Bulked up.
He was ready to go.
My issue is, because again, I think to what you said, Ed, like people see the name and they just overlook it. Because we were talking about this last week with the Avery Bradley situation, right? Like this is a bigger thing than people hear Avery Bradley, but they don't think about what Avery Bradley brought to the team. You know what I'm saying? This is between him and Rondo. Both of these guys are giving the team 40 to 45 minutes a night. Avery Bradley was D'ing up the other team's best
scrappy
player. You know what I'm
saying?
And the biggest, what has been the biggest issue on this Lakers team and many LeBron James led teams, when he goes to the bench, the team falls apart at the seams.
Yeah.
And the thing that Rondo was doing was he was coming in and he was running the offense. You know what I'm saying? So he was at least
true point guard.
Exactly. He was at least keeping it afloat and keeping it cohesive. And now with the loss of Avery Bradley and the loss of Rondo, I'm genuinely worried. J.R. Smith supposed to run the offense when LeBron go out?
He don't pay attention to the clock, so that's not going to work.
Exactly.
To your point, Joe, what you're saying is because LeBron's an overrated defender, they're going to miss Avery Bradley even more.
No. LeBron is only one man.
That's exactly what you said.
LeBron is our best. LeBron, let's be clear. LeBron is our best defender. Okay. But the issue is LeBron.
Now he is.
LeBron, no, he was our best defender with Avery Bradley on the floor, but he's just not sitting in a chair for 45 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Not in year 17. So that's the other thing that concerns me, because now how many more minutes who's making up that 45 minutes?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So now we're saying we got to push LeBron more, or we got to bring in Deion Waiters and rely on him and J.R. Smith.
Deion Waiters looks great.
J.R. Waiters, you got it. I don't see well, here's the thing also. We've had a lot of rest. LeBron might make up the minutes himself.
Yeah.
We're in a different NBA right now.
I think
so. Yeah. Ideally, we want him to get his rest and have, but I think he might be okay.
This is what I think. I think it's over this year. I think it's over because the Clippers were already right there, if not better. Yeah. And man, now LeBron without Avery Bradley, you've got Kawhi Leonard and Paul George.
They're healthy.
And now Patrick Beverly can D up somebody else. I mean, it's just they're stacked, man. They're too stacked.
And you know who I wanted us to get to kind of answer Lou Williams? Jamal Crawford. And he goes and signs
Jamal
with the
Crawford.
Nets. Why would we not go sign Jamal Crawford?
Who did he sign with?
The Nets. He just signed with Brooklyn.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just signed with Brooklyn.
I don't know why no one signed him.
I don't either.
Why did it take this long?
I don't get it.
Yeah.
Because again, his last game, they say it's what have you done for me lately? This is the anomaly because his last game was 51 points. I keep saying it, and I don't get why the Lakers, especially with the Lakers losing bodies, they was losing bodies during the season because Rondo was injured, you know, a lot during the season. You know what I'm saying? Right. And so it was the same situation where all during the season, I'm like kept looking at my every time I get a notification, like hope that's the Jamal Crawford signing. Nope, not today. Right. Like it just never came. You know what I'm saying? Now he went to Brooklyn. So that's kind of whack. But I'm with you, JT. I'm worried. Like I'm still going. I believe in LeBron. We trust. I'm on that train. So I'm still believing that something can happen there because I've seen him do more with less. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm worried.
You still believing in the Lakers? But all right, Joe. Say it. Is it going to be? Is Lakers taking it all? That's all. Whatever. Where you staying?
I'm still pick them. I'm still pick them to win. Right now, I'm gonna pick them to win. But I'm gonna be honest. I'm picking with my heart and not my head. That's all. I'm picking them to win. But that's it.
LeBron is so great.
Okay.
And especially playoff LeBron, rested LeBron.
That's what I'm saying.
He's arguably the greatest small forward to ever play the game. And I really believe that he can. It's possible he can get it done. He's probably like 5th best player all time, but definitely I would say the best small forward. And I think he can go out and get it done.
You mean like 1st best player? That's what you meant.
I mean
okay,
for sure.
Counting wasn't JT's
the best small forward. For sure, the best small forward.
He sings.
I'm with JT on this.
Yeah, nah.
Okay, hold a quick question. I'm not here to ask.
Ebony, if you haven't watched the show, I give Joe so much crap about LeBron.
Listen, I know Joe since he was in diapers. He's been talking about LeBron before LeBron was even LeBron. He just, I don't know. But do you guys think with this year, would you guys put an asterisk over it as like, you know, it don't really count?
Joe for sure now will.
Let me tell you something. So it's funny because we almost talk about the asterisk situation every week because it's so fluid, right? Like we don't really. It's been changing so much. I initially said I'm not an asterisk guy because these injuries happen. It's a part of sports. You know what I'm saying? I said if we do the asterisk thing, it's a lot of championship runs that could have had an asterisk next to it, right?
It's true.
A lot of times we talked about the JT don't like this one. I talk about one of the championships that the Warriors won. I don't know if you remember, Ed, but they didn't play a starting point guard the entire run because they just happened to be injured. So it was the year Kyrie was injured, and then they got to Damian Lillard was injured, it was just like, but exactly, I'll take it too. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm a Warriors fan, I'm like, I'll take that too. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of time when we talked about the championships that the Rockets won when Jordan took his break, right? People don't put an asterisk on that and say, you won only because Jordan was. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, we
can put asterisks on a lot of championships. So I typically don't go down that road. This, however, is very unprecedented time. We never had a season get stopped in the middle of a global pandemic. You know what I'm saying? True. Where you had to take 5 months off and then you had to come back. And then some players on certain teams didn't even come back because, you know, Avery Bradley's not coming back because his son has a respiratory disease or something like that. You know what I mean? So it's like, this is stuff this is not injury. This is not next man up, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? This is like some stuff that we never seen before. So my whole thing with the asterisk was because it's happening to everyone, right? It's like no asterisk because everybody is going through this, right? But when you start to see the cards from somebody else's house fall more than the other, that's when I'm like, all right, because the Clippers ain't losing players like the Lakers is. So now if I see the Clippers holding a trophy up, I'm gonna be like, asterisk. You know what I mean?
I have 3 points to make. 3 points to make about this. No asterisk was put next to the Toronto Raptors championship last year.
That was my point.
When we lose KD,
right? True.
And Clay. We all know what was going to happen if we didn't lose those guys.
True.
Everybody knows.
True.
Everybody knows. So And I do think it's a bummer because I know I'm always on here. We're going back and forth with MJ LeBron. I wanted to see LeBron win this year. I want to see him win. I want to see him win. I want to see the Lakers win. I think it's an amazing story. I thought I would root more for Kawhi and the Clippers, but for whatever, sometimes I just don't do what I expect to do. For some reason, I'm rooting for the Lakers.
Yeah.
So, but I will say no asterisk. I will say LeBron's arguably the second greatest player of all time.
First.
And I will also say that Pussy Valley is the best show on television.
All valid points.
Those are his 3 points. I take them. I take them.
All valid points.
I take them.
So I'm interested in seeing how the bubble plays out. Some of these bubble guys ain't gonna make it because we already got reports of 2 guys. Donovan Mitchell was inviting girls to the bubble and got caught.
I was about to ask who's getting flued out. They already
already, bro. It ain't even start yet. Y'all just got there.
Man, I hope he's been flying out Autumn Night from Atlanta.
Probably so. He probably know Autumn well. So they're
already flying them. They already flying them in.
Oh, right. Stephen A said this was gonna happen. First of all, like he did. Shout out to Stephen A. He said there's a lot of single bulls out there, and they gonna be sequestered for a long time. And Jurgens ain't about to be it.
Can I say something? I lose a little bit of respect. That's Donovan Mitchell
from the Jazz.
Yeah.
I lose a little bit of respect because he went in on his teammate over the COVID thing.
He sure did.
Oh, he
sure
did.
Went in.
He was upset about it.
And now he's flying girls into the bubble?
Yeah.
Listen, bro, God invented hands for a reason.
Also,
you're in a bubble. You got to get it done.
Also,
that's also why he invented Pussy Valley, for that very reason.
Not only that, but
I just love saying the name.
He also invented,
I know you do.
He also invented Zoom. I've seen it done. You know what I'm saying? I was just at a Zoom stripper situation. You know what I'm saying? Exercise your internet, bro. You know what I'm saying? Do what you got to do. Because this is
for real. Are we kind of mad with Donovan over this?
I'm not mad. Listen, I'm not mad, Donovan. As long as y'all saw them plates, if they fly in with some plates.
How about that? Come with the food.
Fly in the women with better food.
How about that?
And you got to come with plates.
And the Jones in Atlanta, they can cook too. They can dance and they can cook. So they might
starting a business right now.
Might be getting both.
We're starting a business right now. Quality food delivered by the entire cast of Pussy Valley. Because everyone needs money right now, guys.
From this
Everybody needs money.
Right.
Yes.
Drop it.
It's a fact.
Yeah, no. I'm not mad. I had a feeling.
Any amount of money for Autumn Night to deliver my dinner right now. Any amount of money.
I was wondering if they was flying in Friends.
I figured it was going to happen. I just didn't figure it was going to happen this soon. We didn't even start. Y'all didn't even start playing yet.
Friends.
These guys need emotional support, man. They need help.
And they
need some motivation.
One other guy got caught leaving the bubble to go get a delivery.
To pick up food.
Bro.
Yes.
Come on, bro. Uber Eats.
Why is he going to pick? Yes, he went to pick up his food, and now he in trouble with the bubble.
He got to sit out 10-day quarantine.
I hope Rudy Gobert punches
the
Donovan Mitchell in the face next time he sees him.
I hope he does too. He would deserve it. He would deserve it because now you putting us all in danger.
So we can solve all the problems. No Uber Eats. Fly in the ladies with the plates.
Period. That's it, and that's all.
Yes.
Okay.
Kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
That's all they got to do. More on with this COVID stuff that's going on. I don't know if y'all heard about the situation that's going on with a lot of the NCAA. Is really in a dangerous place right now. Stanford, a college as big as Stanford, just cut 11 varsity sports programs because they can't afford them. Right? To me, this is just piss poor management and a misappropriation of funds. And I'm concerned that if a school as big as Stanford can't keep sports programs going in the midst of this COVID, like what's about to happen to like the rest of college sports?
The smaller schools, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where do y'all see this going as far as COVID and college sports? Like, is it about to be a wreck?
I see it going like this, and it really sucks because the beauty of college is like, obviously you have your big sports. Stanford's biggest sports, clearly football, right?
Mm-hmm.
Historically great baseball I used to go to their baseball camps growing up. And I can't remember the coach over there. I forget his name, but phenomenal. I think he's still there. He's been there forever. amazing baseball program. But what's going to start, and I don't know what sports, I could bring it up here, what sports were cut, but what are the first ones that are going to go? The ones that aren't making money.
Women's sports. Women's sports.
I was just going to say women's sports is one of them, right? Because it's
women's
bringing
sports.
in less money. Now, they have a great women's basketball program.
They do.
But what about the women's softball program? What about the gymnastic? Like, I'm just throwing ideas out there. But
no, you're right, though.
And it's a shame because college sports are supposed to be, even though I watch the basketball, I watch the football, it's supposed to be about more than that because it's amateur sports. So we're supposed to think that it's
amateur
great.
in quotes.
Well, right. But you know what I mean? Like, it's supposed to be cool that you can go on a rowing scholarship, a tennis scholarship, wrestling scholarship, a girls lacrosse scholarship.
Right. So to your point, some of the sports that were eliminated: men's and women's fencing, field hockey, lightweight rowing, men's rowing, co-ed and women's sailing, squash, synchronized swimming, men's volleyball, and wrestling.
Squash is a vegetable, or
also a sport too, I guess.
Also a sport.
It's a fruit, I think. But yeah, you get my point.
Yeah.
And that's those were the sports. I mean, goes to show. I didn't even know squash was a college sport.
Me neither.
And
completely new.
Stanford.
At
Stanford.
Fencing, exactly. These are also very preppy sports, right?
Right.
Exactly.
But I mean, come on, co-ed sailing, we need that. We need co-ed.
We
sailing,
do. We do.
I mean, you put me on a co-ed sailing team with the cast from Pussy Valley. I'm all about sailing.
Yeah.
And I don't even know how to sail, but I will do it.
Co-ed sailing.
We'll figure it out.
Sail that ship.
Right.
I will sail that ship.
Out.
I will. I will cast whatever needs to be cast on that ship, and I will sail
it. Period.
I will deliver it. I will sail it.
Deliver it. I want it delivered. That's right.
Anything for autumn.
I want to try it out.
Try it out. To me, this is scary to me because Stanford brings in millions of like some of these sports programs are $1 billion programs. Why y'all can't eat this? We haven't even gone a year yet. Y'all can't make it a year without dismantling half your athletic department. Like,
and you know
that's
what?
a problem. That's a problem.
Yeah, where's the money? Where's the money?
Where's the money, bro? Where's all this money going? And it's not going to the players. Y'all not playing nobody nothing.
But can we make a prediction though? How bad is it going to get for universities if COVID continues being an issue? Because people are already, even without COVID, I'm taking courses on Udemy right now, Code Academy, that you used to have to pay thousands upon thousands of dollars to go to Stanford or a college or even a community college. I think all of these programs, because can Stanford University sustain itself on remote classes?
Right.
I don't think so. I don't
the tuition,
think so.
The fact that so first of all, when it comes to sports, I got an email, Joe, the other day from Loyola.
Oh wow.
I ain't been there in years. I'm still, alumni. They said the Patriot League has shut down winter and fall sports. So if I had been in college, I wouldn't have had a basketball season coming.
Right.
And so certain leagues, I believe the Patriot League and Ivy Leagues have already said we're shutting down fall and winter sports. I believe they're waiting to hear from like the Big 12 and the SEC on like football, because football is around the corner.
Right.
And some schools haven't even made their decision of if they're canceling. Some leagues are like, we're only going to do conference games and not non-conference games.
How that somehow prevents from COVID, I don't understand.
Understand.
What? Conference games is like somehow social distancing? Like, I don't understand. Who made this decision?
I think they're just they're not trying to shatter anyone's dreams yet. So they're just like, but I feel like they're all going to backpedal into canceling it altogether.
Yeah, they are. And they're dropping this ball.
And the thing is, I went to Loyola. We didn't have football, right? My wife went to Michigan.
Right.
Go Blue, the big house, U of M, huge football stadium.
Right.
There's no way they're having football.
Yeah. No.
It's this, the University of Michigan Stadium is one of the largest football stadiums in the country.
Right.
And they're going to do conference games only. There's no way anyone's going in that stadium.
And the big problem is they don't have a plan, right? Like the NBA sat down months ago and was like, we heard about the bubble forever ago. We're talking about doing an isolated thing and figuring it out and isolating players and isolating and doing all this stuff and cutting down the team staff. And you know what I'm saying? The NFL is like, yeah, we're still going to do training camp. We're just going to cut out some preseason games. Like, bro, That's not gonna cut it. Like not when half the country is shutting back down again. You know what I mean? So it's like y'all don't even have a plan. And part of the main problem that I have with NCAA is they don't really have a governing body. Like it's like everybody for themselves and everybody is doing their own thing, and it is a mess. Like the NCAA is so chaotic. It's the wild, wild west of sports, and I just don't see where. I feel bad for the kids because A, you're not getting paid, and B, you're losing out on time. You know what I'm saying? You're losing out. If this is my senior season coming up, you know what I mean?
I'm about to say that.
Yeah, if it's well, get this though. If you're a fencer and you like let's just use this as an example. Your kid was an athletic kid and you saw an opportunity like, oh, if he gets really good at fencing, which only like 20 people in the entire country practice, then you can get a scholarship. Do you keep your scholarship or is your scholarship gone because the sport was cut?
Right.
That's something they go hand in hand, right? Scholarship athletes, if you ain't playing no sports, you might not be in no class.
Right.
And that's sad.
All 50 fencers in the country are going to lose their scholarship.
It's right. It is going to be a travesty.
It's a disaster.
And the squash team, man.
And the whole squash team.
And the whole squash team. A travesty.
And the fruit.
And the fruit.
But yeah, when it comes to college, I didn't think about that. But the fact, so I don't know. If you're an incoming freshman, supposedly, you don't have a season. Is that a red shirt year for you, and you get to be a freshman your sophomore year? Like this is gonna change recruiting.
Right.
This is gonna change drafts.
Right.
The overflow of this whole situation, we don't even see where it's going to end.
Right.
Or where it begins.
Right.
Because people that had are they gonna have like seniors didn't get to finish? There was no NCAA tournament.
Right. So now what?
Or now what? It's just impacting.
Does your eligibility roll over? And the problem is they not even talking about this stuff. They talking about, well, we gonna play conference games and social distance that way. Like
but this is another thing. How does the PSO know who the best squash players in the world are so they can draft them?
I don't know. That's a good question.
The professional squash organization, they need to know who the best, the best candidates are for the draft.
And this is something that keeps me up at night. This is something that I've been thinking about. I've been thinking about this.
I'm gonna lose sleep over this.
I'm bothered by
it. Definitely.
Yeah, I'm definitely bothered by it. So we'll see what happens on what goes on with the NCAA, but it's looking real shaky right now. Let's close on some of this rapid fire stuff. The Redskins officially came out. The Washington team, I guess, officially came out and said they are done with the Redskins. They're changing their name. What are some names that you think the Washington team should be called now? Let's start with you, Ed, because you from the area.
That's my team. I've been
the Washington like that. Can we go there?
The Washington like that.
That could be something.
No, because I wanted to, because for selfish reasons, the HTTR, we still got to keep that hashtag. So it's gonna have to be the red somethings, the red wings, the
somebody
red
said
tails,
the red wolves or something, which I thought was kind of
red
catchy.
Wolves. Or the renegade, something gotta keep the hashtag going. The branding of the HTTR.
Maybe like the Republicans, the Washington Republicans,
Come on now.
Like what's something native to the state?
Maryland,
you know
DC,
what I mean? I don't know.
The district, the Washington mumbo sauce.
Something.
Know, man.
That's tough.
I don't know.
It's gonna be really weird to me, and I'm not a Washington Redskins fan at all, but it's gonna be very strange to call them something different.
It really will. It really will.
What's some names that you think they could go with?
I mean,
real talk though. Sorry, real talk. There's a gentleman I think in Virginia who trademarked all these names. So he has I think somebody was saying the Washington Warriors or the Washington something, and some random guy has trademarked for some reason.
He about to get paid.
Smart.
He did everything he could think of.
Did he trademark the Washington potato skins? No, you don't think?
But it breaks up the hashtag. You can't use the hashtag if you do potatoes.
The branding and endorsements could be out the roof, man.
It could be
out the roof. Skins. What about the Washington Fortnite skins?
That's a little weird.
It's a no for me.
Do you remember years ago that they were gonna just change the name to the Skins?
Oh, really? Was that a thing?
Why can't they do that?
Yeah.
They could do that.
They were talking about it for a while, and they just didn't end up doing it. And it's like, okay, take the red out.
I like the Red Wolves because I also saw like a mock logo
like
on Twitter, nice. And I was like, and it was like a wolf with this red thing, and it was on like the old Redskin helmet with the maroon, and I was like, that's kind of a vibe. Like
that joint fire.
It was. So, and like you say, I didn't even think about the hashtag, so it still goes with HT. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So that could be something.
What if we just called it the Washington Autumn Night?
That could also be something.
I think it's got a ring to it. I think it's catchy.
That could also be something.
We got some strip clubs in DC that'll give Atlanta
I think it's so funny. I think it's so funny that I act like such a big strip club act. I've probably been in 5 in my entire life. But I'm telling you, the show is incredible.
Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all who was a strip club connoisseur. My fiance, bro. She
knows her strip clubs?
She used to travel for work when she was living in Philly. So we go into places and she like, yeah, the strip club there is lit. I'm like, huh? How lit it? Like
on the business dime?
Straight
on
up.
Business trips?
Oh,
straight up. Like, so we go somewhere, she like, yeah, we might have to. Now in the COVID, we can't really enjoy the strip clubs like, we want to. But post the COVID, we might have to. We'll get on it. We'll get on it.
She might have to bring you on a honeymoon strip club tour.
I'm down because I haven't been on tour in a couple months, so I'm down.
True.
The next rapid thing. Let's get into. So the NFL put out this list, or not the NFL, CBS put out this list of the top 10 most overpaid players in the NFL. Okay. If you're not watching, so let's do from the bottom up, right? So number 10 on the list is Olivier Vernon, whose cap hit is $11 million, which I get it. It seems ridiculous. Number 9 is Leonard Fournette at $8.6 million.
Is Olivia good? Olivia Vernon? Is she good?
Yeah. She's good. She's good. Yeah. Number 9 on the list is Leonard Fournette, which to me, him making 8.6 is not it's like I didn't really get that one. Plus,
people
I had him
seem to undervalue him. He's still a stud.
I get it because he's been injured a lot. You know what I'm saying? So I can see if you're saying like he's not on the field, but and then actually seeing that his cap hit is only $8.6 million, I didn't really get that. Number 8 on the list is AJ Green at 17.9. Which AJ Green is never on the field. So I kind of get that. Number 7 is Alshon Jeffrey, my guy.
Disrespect to Alshon.
Disrespect, $15.5 million. Alshon is also, this is a reoccurring theme. Alshon is also injury prone, but when he's on the field, he's our number 1 wide receiver. And we won a division last year.
This list needs to put some respect on his salary. That's all I gotta say.
David Johnson is number 6 at $11 million. Number 5 is Jared Goff, LA's own Jared Goff. Number 4 is Le'Veon Bell. Not surprising, Le'Veon Bell at $15 million. He didn't do nothing last year. Ask my fantasy team. He gave us nothing. Malcolm Butler is number 3 at $13 million. Jacoby Brissett is number 2. And Nate Solder is number 1, who is the Giants kicker.
No. Listen to this. This is how overpaid this guy is, Ebony. Listen to this. Yesterday, I go, who the heck is Nate Solder? He's like,
because he saw the list.
Because he's the Giants kicker. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I look it up like 10 minutes. I'm in the bank. I look it up 10 minutes later. He's not the kicker. He's the left tackle.
Oh, he's the left tackle.
That's how bad he is. Bro. You don't even know what position
I don't even know what position that boy is, bro. And he making $20 million.
Yes.
I'm glad that, it's not the kicker because I would have been highly upset. There's no way.
Period.
So I'm glad that's not his position. But yeah, who is he?
He's the left tackle, bro. $19.5 million is the
on the what team?
On the Giants. On the Giants.
The trash ass.
Right. On the Giants.
Nobody on the Giants should make more than that.
Nobody. Except Saquon Barkley, but that's it. But outside of that, nobody on the Giants should be making that money, bro. Nobody.
I agree. Can I also say something? I didn't realize this was such a new thing, but you know who's not overpaid? This girl right here.
Oh.
Who is that?
It's Alarica Johnson, and that is her in a scene of Pussy Valley as Autumn Night. I almost said Autumn.
That's Autumn Night.
I almost said Autumn Rain. I almost said Autumn Rain. It's Autumn Night.
Okay.
That's her. But apparently the show just came out. That's why there's not a lot of pictures. This girl right here is not overpaid at all.
Pleased to meet her.
She will never be on that list. And if you ever put her on any list like that, we're no longer friends.
No, she needs people to be really supportive of her profession because she's an independent contractor, like we said. You know what I'm saying?
She needs her salary raised right now.
Yeah.
Stars. Let's go, Stars.
Stars.
Let's get it up, Stars. Second to the last rapid, the NFL has come out with their version of the N95 mask. And and this is supposed to be it, okay? So if you're not watching, they have these masks that's supposed to go inside of the helmet. I guess this is what they've been working on, y'all. This mask that's supposed to go inside of the helmet that is supposed to stop you from spreading, contaminating, your germs on other players, even though you sweating on them and you hitting them and all this other stuff. But now they got this mask that you're supposed to wear, and some people are concerned about it kind of being in the way of breathing.
Yeah, it might suffocate you.
Yeah, I don't really.
Yeah.
I don't get how they thought this is what you want to go with, but this is happening, and so I guess this is their way of like, we're trying to social distance and we're trying to
be safe.
We're trying to be safe.
I mean, I love the effort. I applaud the effort, definitely.
Yeah.
It's all about how it feels for the players. Like I'm for it, because if they can breathe and feel and everyone feels safe and everything. Yeah. Then I mean I applaud the NFL for trying to solve their problem solving.
They try.
However, if that joint is having people passing out because they're not getting enough air.
That's what I'm saying. Because that's what I heard people talking like, yeah, it might not be great for breathing. It's like I don't see how you social distance and like wear masks and play football at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
that's tough.
I'm looking at the design and it looks like they just put like an N95 like filter in your helmet right on the mouth part. It doesn't.
They had to do some trial and error. They had to have the guys put it on or something.
But they also had the mask here too, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I guess they're wearing.
It's
like
better.
Medical thing.
It's a better alternative. I mean, you have to see how they're breathing with it, but it's a better alternative than nothing. But in a sport where, because baseball, you can distance enough. You're not on top of guys, and you're not wrestling with the guys. Right. Football and basketball, where you're, and that's
physical,
the thing.
Man.
I mean, football, it's not that much more physical than basketball. Basketball, you're draped on a guy guarding him, right?
Right.
Football, I don't know what that's gonna do in football.
Right. Okay, let's get out of here on this. This is the most recent start bench cut that's sweeping the nation right now. Okay, start bench cut. This is Jason Tatum. This is Ja Morant, and this is Zion Williamson. Okay. Start bench cut. Go Ebony.
I knew it was gonna be me. Oh, actually, I might have to go in that order. I'm keeping Tatum all day.
Okay, so you start
and I'm starting Tatum. I could bench Ja. Zion can be out of here.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just me, man.
Okay.
That's my answer, and I'm sticking to it.
Ebony, you're never being asked on this show ever again.
I'm telling you, but this is funny because I'm gonna go next because this was exactly my answer for this. That was exactly my answer. I said I'm gonna keep this order. I'm starting Jason Tatum. I'm benching Ja Morant, and I'm cutting Zion Williamson. Here's why. Jason Tatum to me is on the trajectory to be a superstar, like a
indeed.
a transcendent superstar in this league.
You
right?
saw him dunk on your boy LeBron?
He did. Jason Tatum is legit. Like, he's legit. And I think he might be a little slept on because of all the hype that, like, a lot of the other young, we talk about Luka Doncic and we talk about John Morant, and obviously Zion Williamson is getting all the hype, right? Which they're all great players. But Jason Tatum I can see the longevity in his game. When I look at Zion, I don't see Zion playing at this weight in this fashion that he plays for the next 15 years. I just don't see it. I think he's going to have a really good career. I don't think, because of the arsenal of weapons that he has in his game, that he's going to lead a team like Jason Tatum can lead a team. And I also don't think that he's going to be as versatile as a player as Jason Tatum. Like, I see Jason Tatum modeling his game after a Kobe Bryant type of guy, which to me can lead your team for multiple years and can win you multiple titles and can be a phenomenal two-way player. So that's why I'm like, I think people sleep on Jason Tatum. I'm starting Jason Tatum. For John Morant, I think and me and JT have had this conversation as far as the Rookie of the Year thing. I think has a lot more tools in his bag than Zion too. I think Ja Morant has literally carried his team as a rookie to the playoffs in the West. Right now, today, if the playoffs started in the West, they would be the 7th or 8th seed. Right. That Grizzly team at the beginning of the year had no hopes of going to the playoffs. Right. They was just really tanking for more draft picks. You know what I'm saying? They ended up there because this kid Ja came on the scene, and again, because he in Memphis and they don't get a lot of shine, they don't have a lot of shiny names and shiny toys in Memphis. He's not getting the primetime games. He's not on ESPN playing every night. He's not playing on ABC on the weekends. But John Morant is the Rookie of the Year. If you watch him ball, he's the Rookie of the Year, and he's another one who, to me, has more of a versatile game than Zion does. So that's why and I like Zion, but that's why I got to go with Jason and Ja over Zion.
So I'm going to say this for sure. Start Jason Tatum because I believe he can be a number one on a championship caliber team.
Same.
But I'm going to flip-flop the other two because I love John Morant, and it shows in this picture he's built like a toothpick. So I think although
but so is Reggie Miller.
Although and I love Reggie Miller, but I think that
so is Kevin Durant.
I think John Morant's first of all, I think John Morant's not 7 feet tall like KD, but I also think that his floor is higher. So meaning worst case scenario, John Morant's floor is here and Zion could be here because he relies so much on athleticism and size and staying healthy. But I think Zion's ceiling could be higher because I think John Morant could definitely be Damian Lillard, who is fantastic. But I think Damian Lillard is at best a number 2 player on a championship team. That's not where I put Jason Tatum. But I think Zion right away, no matter what, you can put him on any team. He doesn't need the ball to score. You don't got to get him the ball. He'll get the ball. He rebounds. He can defend all 5 positions. So just talking about putting a team together, I like Zion because I feel like I can put him with any player and he'll fit in. John has to have the ball, which isn't a bad thing. But I still think he's a number 2 guy on a championship team. And Zion could not only be a number 1 guy, but he could be a number 3 guy, but you still want him on the floor because of all the other things he does.
This is something that we can debate for hours because I have so much to rebut about you saying that John Morant cannot lead a team and going to be the number 2 guy on the team. This is my Rookie of the Year.
Championship team.
This is my Rookie of the Year. He is going to lead a team to a championship. They're going to celebrate. They're going to go.
You heard it here. You heard it here.
You heard it here first.
Lead a team to a championship.
And after that, they're gonna go to Atlanta and let it pop off at one of those strip clubs that we was talking about. To celebrate
Autumn night. You know the Memphis Grizzlies, even though they have a weird name, they're not in the G League. They're in the NBA.
Yes,
The actual NBA. Okay.
Yeah, no, I know, because he's gonna win the Rookie of the Year.
Okay, got it.
In the NBA.
He's in the bubble right now.
He's in the bubble. Yeah, he's in the bubble, and he's gonna be in the playoffs.
We're not talking about leading his team to a 2K championship.
No. Which he's probably done multiple times. I think I've I've watched a couple of 2K championships. Ebony, thanks so much for joining the show today.
This was fun, guys.
Yes,
thank you, Joe. Thank you,
will
JT.
Definitely have you back too.
Thank you.
But JT already threatened and said I'm never coming back.
No. We can't.
No, I was just kidding. But we didn't. This just don't. You can't disrespect Zion like that. But
as I said, that's just the order, man.
I'm just kidding.
He's talented.
We also didn't acknowledge that Ebony is our first female guest.
Ebony is definitely blazing trails, bro. Let's go.
What?
Ebony is the first female guest on the Backstage Sports Podcast.
Ebony, you're only right, guys.
You're a pioneer.
Yes, you are.
Pioneer. I love it. It's an honor. It's an honor.
Yes, you are. And now you can go and tell that to your kids. Hey, I was the first female on Backstage Sports.
Hey, someday.
I'll take it.
Hey,
I will take it.
Guys, can we talk about this before we get out of here? We got a shout out from Ryan Hollins. So that's something that you can tell your kids, hey, I was on the podcast that 10-year NBA vet, ESPN funny guy analyst, Ryan Hollins, shouted out their podcast. I was the first female guest on the podcast.
I'm putting that on my resume, actually.
Period. And that's it, and that's all.
That's it, and that's all. Resume.
Shout out to our sponsor, Pussy Valley on the Stars Network. Go check it out.
Go check it out. Weekdays, weeknights, 8, 7 Central.
Weeknights, whenever the heck you want to watch it on Stars.
Exactly. Ebony, tell the people where they can follow you, and also tell them about the comedy night. What time and date that is every week.
Yes. So if you want to follow me, Ebony, I am Ebony, not Essence, on all social media, Twitter and Instagram. My production company, Like That Productions, on Instagram is at Like That Productions. Thank you, Joe, for the pen.
There it is.
If you want to follow us, like I said, Like That Productions on Instagram, likethatproductions.com for all the information about the movement. And yeah, man. I mean, I'm sure y'all gonna tag me something.
Oh yeah.
But yeah,
yeah.
Like That Productions on Instagram, likethatproductions.com to find information for any shows post-COVID when we get to go outside.
Period.
It's gonna be all there. So follow us to figure out what I'm gonna do next. Might be some Zoom strippers. You never know.
Period. It get lit.
I hope so.
It get lit. So. You can follow me at
JT. You will get the invite.
Oh yeah, with that he coming. He coming to the next Zoom, John. It's a fact.
I got you, JT.
It's a fact. You can follow me everywhere at Joe Connor 33. Also make sure that you like and subscribe to the YouTube page, to the Backstage Sports YouTube page, and turn the notifications on so you know when we are dropping the video. Make sure you keep sharing all of the videos, and thank you guys for always watching, always listening, always sharing, and you can stream us on every platform that podcasts are available.
Yep, you can find me at JT Harker. The latest single, Drunk People, came out June
5th.
It's going strong. And also, to add to what Joe said about the Backstage Sports Show, we're about to be giving you guys way more content. We're figuring out the game.
Yes.
We got a lot of good stuff coming. We're up in our game, so be looking for the full episodes on YouTube and the platforms, also shorter highlight episodes, and we're going to be putting a lot of clips up as well, so look for that.
Also, shout out Ryan Hollins for bigging up the podcast.
Shout out Ryan Hollins.
This has been another episode of the Backstage Sports Podcast. Until next time, be safe and be great. Peace.
Backstage Sports.